Hello, YouTube. We face a make or break area on the SP 500 as we are now testing 395 and throttling it. This is going to be so important because we have Jerome Powell talking tomorrow, and the question of the day is the same one for the last few days: Is he going to blink? Is he going to blink? Is he going to blink? So as we look back here, the first thing we want to do is just thank you for your support, please, and thank you if you wouldn't mind. You guys are beautiful every day. You guys smash that thumbs up, and we cannot be more thankful. Just one more housekeeping item as well. We just want to remind you that we do have a sale on right now at thealgo.com, which is our algo alert service where you can see what stocks are going to go up. You can see options, dark pool flow, news flow, and you can trade with me, Justin from YouTube. But anyways, let's move forward and talk about the show. So yesterday we were talking a lot about 395.04. That is the high going back to our November 10th high, or the CPI print. Yesterday, we saved it by 7 cents, which we talked about. And today, we got a failed breakdown. A failed breakdown just means that we failed to hold the breakdown. We went to a daily lower low. Yesterday's low was at 395.11, and then we closed above it by 12 cents. So yesterday, it was 7 cents. Today, it is 12 cents. Is that going to be enough to save the chart? Well, let's see what happens tomorrow. So as of right now, this is a failed breakdown. However, the more important thing is also what is the trend? And as of right now, we are having a little bit of resistance here on the daily chart, which means we've actually stopped going up on a daily time frame. We're now fully going sideways, where we're not quite sure which way we're going to go. And we have a small gap on the upside, a larger gap on the downside. And I think that after this coil has gotten really tight, we're going to 100% get a move. And the question is just which way it's going to go. Final thing is just that we also see the volume really dropping off here. So as we mentioned yesterday, as that coil gets really, really, really tight, it's going to explode one way, or get really, really, really tight and explode the other way. So we're going to talk about that. And as we zoom out here now, what I want you to pay attention to is actually going to be the monthly chart. Why? Well, because tomorrow's the last calendar day of the month. And there's something happening here on the S&P 500, which tells me that if the third time is going to be the charm, there's a very clear thing for us to look at here. It's back-to-back monthly gains. We have not had back-to-back monthly gains going all the way back here to July and August of 2021. That's right. That's like a year and a half ago. Ever since then, it's been red, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, red, green, green. So did we exhaust ourselves on this test of the 50 monthly here? Is Jerome going to smack us back down to red tomorrow? I don't know. But we got to pay really close attention to it. So again, is he going to blink? And what exactly does that mean? Well, if the third time's the charm and we weren't able to rally up and hold it in March, hold it in July, if now into the last calendar day of the month, which is when Jerome talks tomorrow, that could be the start of a meaningful rally which can hold, because we now have a countdown going into the end of this year and the open of next year. We got Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow, PCE coming in on the 1st, jobs report on the 2nd, CPI on the 13th, Fed decision on the 14th, and then ECB decision on the 15th. So Jerome has had a chance to, I think there was 12 Fed speakers this week. So whatever he wants his minions or his other Fed officials to say, they've had a chance to front run what he is going to tell us tomorrow. I think he's going to try to strike a tone where he's going to talk about how it is now time to tighten less, but it's not a time for us to talk about actually pausing or pivoting. He said it was premature. Let's see what he says. So the reason why this is a make or break, either make or break, is because we're not sure where we're going to close out the monthly. As of right now, it looks like we're going to close green, but in this market, things move fast and we cannot be sure of anything. So if the third time's the charm, again, please smash a thumbs up, drop me a comment. Why? Well, when we look here to the monthly chart, there is a very clear thing for us to look at. If we close green on the month and we're also above the previous monthly high and we formed a hammer, what does that usually mean? It usually means we're going to go higher. Is it a guarantee? No, it is not a guarantee. Where I would be looking for extra confirmation is, again, first of all, watching where we actually close the month out tomorrow. And then I want to see us actually not only go green on the month, but take out that high at 403. I want to see a monthly higher high. I want to see us exit this pocket right here to about 412. If we can exit that, it means we're over the 50 DMA, we're over the 200 DMA. We got 3 candles, which are green on the monthly. That could be the start of the third time is the charm. As of right now, it is a hope, it is a prayer, but both sides are getting greedy because we're still here at roughly 61. that usually means, again, sell when people are being greedy, buy when they're fearful. And right now we're still in greed. Be mindful of that, please. So this could be the start of more. And we look here to the monthly. The story for me is very simple. We've talked a lot about what Jerome's going to say. What I want to leave you with is going to be a few things here because the monthly chart really smooths the story out for us here. However, what I'm going to do instead is actually zoom down to shorter timeframes because I tried to make the story very obvious on the weekend review, but I'm going to re-explain myself here one more time. So going back in history, if we go back to SPY here and again, we should be looking at SPX, but we're going to look at SPY just because this is what retail looks at. It's a lower share price one. It's DTF. If we look back to all the way back to when this started here, what do we have? Well, if we're above the, here's where both lines actually are birthed. 200 monthly, 200 weekly is birthed here. Above the 50 and 200, baby, we go up, 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 up. If we're below both, what happens? Oh no, we go down to down, down, down. And then we get chopped. And when we confirm by getting back above not only the 50 and 200, boomtowns, baby, we go up, up, up. And then finally, next cycle here, we lose both. What happens? Well, we go down, down, down. What happens again in 2010? Well, we get back above both, and then we dip back down, and then we finally get our big expansion. So the story is like really simple. If we're above the 200 and the 50 weekly moving average, and inside of here, again, we have a fight. It is confirmed when we get back above both. What happens again in 2018? A fight. We fall below the 50, test the 200, and then we bounce back above for a nice little rally. Then we fall below both briefly. We all know what happened in 2020. Then boomtowns, baby. When we reclaim both the 50 and the 200. So right now, the stage is set because we are stuck. 50, 200, 50, 200, 50. There's a fight. And both people, meaning both sides of the tape, think they are right. And I say that because when we do these polls, and thank you to everyone who actually goes and votes on these, where we ask you, where do you think we're going to go for the next week? Basically 50-50, close enough. Same thing here, roughly 50-50, roughly 50-50, roughly 50-50, roughly 50-50. So roughly 50-50, going back all the way to the 24th and even before. So what that tells me is that both sides think they're right. Both sides think that we're going to either go up or go down, but there's no actual confirmation because we're stuck. So if the monthly shows we're above both, but the weekly is really what I like to use as my guide, is there any shorter time frame we can now look at to see whether or not we are trending above or below on both? Okay, well, here's the same story, which is why I keep talking about that 200 daily. Why? Bounce off at 50, test the 200. So as of right now, we are stuck on the daily, stuck on the weekly, but the monthly is above both. That's why, if the third time's the charm, we cannot stop. We need to go higher from here, period, full stop. Jerome has to be. Doesn't matter what he says. We need to have a bullish reaction, which means we need to close the month of November out green. We have to open up the month green as well. So I'm seeing some rumblings here, which tell me to be quite cautious. Doesn't mean that to go all in net short. If you're trying to short right now, it means you're trying to top tick, which is the opposite of trying to bottom fish, where you're trying to time the top. Just be mindful that right now there is not confirmation. But if we now look at one more time frame, which is the one that I like to look at, I'll give you a little bit of a preview for maybe what you're missing by just watching the YouTube video. So this is something I shared to our group. I think I shared this one yesterday morning, where I saw this dominant pattern playing out here, a head and shoulders. So we have a head and shoulders. Now we got the knees and toes, and we came all the way back down to support. However, let's look at the moving averages here. Same thing. Yes, sir. Same thing. So when we're above both, just like we were here, let's just delete the lines. Let's remove. When we're above both, boomtowns, baby. Whoop. And when we're below both, oh no, that's time to be scared. So right now, we just rejected off our 200. We got a death cross forming on the hourly. And if this is correct, if we're going to go lower, the recipe's there for me. I don't really need much more to confirm it. So head and shoulders, we can't stop going down on the hourly. We already have that break on the daily. The weekly has an inside bar, and there's like a lot to know what to do from here. So really, really, really important. I believe Jerome talks at 1:30 tomorrow, and I know we have a data print tomorrow as well. Let me actually just double check what it is. All right, tomorrow. So tomorrow we got ADP non-farm payroll pre-market, a GDP revision. I don't think that's a preliminary one. Let me just double check though. P means preliminary. And then we got pending home sales at 10. Jerome talks at 1:30. So let me just double check this here because I don't think it's a preliminary print. Q3, no, that's a revision. So that's just an error on there. Anyways, we also got European CPI tomorrow at 10.4%. Yeah, down from 10.6, but still double digits. Let's see what the market does. Is good news, or is good news bad news? All right. So with that said, if you wanna support our channel, you can do one thing. You can smash that thumbs up, please, and thank you. If you want to know what I am doing after the video is done to formulate a plan to not only be prepared for Powell, but then also to be prepared for the rest of the week, the rest of the month, going into the end of the year, you can join us at thealgo.com, where there's still a sale on for the next 3 days and 10 hours, ending Friday at midnight. So if you're interested in joining, again, there's a lot of things on here. I encourage you to go through the website, scroll through. We have a pretty cool platform. I'm super proud of it. I'm really thankful for our community. And if you want to learn more about that, just click on the link in the description, thealgo.com. And if not, I wish you all the best of luck. Team Bull and Team Bear. Let's just see who's going to come up and show up tomorrow, and really drive the chart either up or down. It is a make or break. Thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.